Hi, my name is Tina Terry, and I want to be on The Biggest Loser. And the reason being is I need to lose weight here and here, everywhere. So this will be my story. I am 5'7". I weigh 286.5 pounds when I went to the doctor a week ago. So here we go. I grew up all over the United States. My dad was in the Air Force, so I lived in Maine, I lived in Mississippi, I lived in Oregon, Washington, and Japan. My dad finally retired in Spokane, Washington, and he has passed, but my mother still lives there in Spokane. This is kind of nerve-wracking. I don't know what to say and stuff, but I got married when I was 19 and moved to California. Then we got transferred because I married an Air Force person, and we got transferred to Anchorage, Alaska, Elmendorf Air Force Base in 1974. I had my first son in 1975. Then I had another son in 1977. And I got divorced in 1980. So I've not been remarried since then. I was engaged once, but that didn't work out. So I basically raised my boys by myself, and I lived in Alaska for 37 years doing several different jobs. My first major job in Alaska was I worked at Sears. I worked first in the fabric department, and then they did away with the fabric department, and I became the store trainer. And I also did the overs and shorts, which was the balancing of the cash registers and helping security find people that were stealing from Sears. So that was kind of an interesting job to work with security and being the store trainer, telling them all about how to work on the cash registers and all the policies and procedures of Sears. And then after that, I decided I would start selling sewing machines and vacuum cleaners. And so I did that up until July of 1986, and I left Sears, and I was unemployed for several months. And while I was unemployed, I worked as a cocktail server at a rock and roll bar just on the weekends. And then I got a job at a law firm working in accounts receivables. And then that was only temporary. And so I continued to work as a cocktail waitress until I got another job at another law firm working in the accounts receivables. And so I was inputting data entry for lawyers, and we did mainly foreclosures. And this was in, I think, 90 to 1998 or 94. And then I left that job and went to another part-time job as a receptionist at a law office and doing the accounts receivables. And then I went to a company called the Frisk Company that were brokers for FedEx, and I worked there for 7.5 years until I had an apartment fire, and I lost everything, and I just couldn't get back on my feet, and I left that job and moved from Anchorage out to what is called the Valley: Mat-Su, Wasilla, Palmer, Eagle River, and I lived out in Wasilla. And while I was living out in Wasilla, I was substituting at the school district. I was doing different things, school monitor, baker, working with the disabled children in the high schools and the middle schools and the elementary schools. And then I got a full-time position in the sped ed department, where I helped. The first year I worked, I did a lot of typing and things for the teachers, and I would tutor different students on reading and arithmetic and history lessons when they were really lower levels, like they were seniors and they may have been able to read at a third grade level, so I would help them. And then I transferred from that high school and got a position working with the developmentally disabled individuals. I first worked with the fragile individuals, which needed full care, and then I went and started working with the higher functioning individuals with Downs, autism, and as working at the school district, you only work 9 months out of the year. So to supplement that, I went and I got a job at Fred Meyer's. I worked at Fred Meyer's for a while. And working on my feet was kind of hard, so I decided to look for another job for in the summertime, and I started working for this company which was called Hope Community Resources, which had group homes, and I started to be a live-in group home supervisor, where I took care of developmentally disabled individuals in their home. I taught them how to cook. The first home I lived in, there was 3 ladies, and we did everything. We went out in the community. We were in Special O. We did exercise together. We tried to learn nutrition and everything. And then I moved to another home that had 2 individuals. And I worked at this company for 6.5 years, and then my son in 2010 that lived in Huntsville, Alabama, him and his wife had twins, a boy and a girl. So I wanted to be a grandmother, so I moved from Alaska in October of 2011 to be here in Huntsville, Alabama, and that's where I reside right now. And I work for the ARC of Madison County, which is with developmentally disabled individuals. So I really enjoy my job. I'm passionate about the individuals I work with. For most of the time of my life, though, I've always taken care of everybody else except for me. And now I believe it's time to take care of me. I've gotten where it's hard to move around because I'm so heavy, and especially right here in the middle. I'm also passionate about pugs. I love pugs. So I have a pug purse, and I have all these pug animals. And the last pug that I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pugs, was Goliath. And when I left Alaska, I had to put him to sleep because he was 13, and you can see he's kind of chubby just like his mother was. And so that gave him a lot of health problems too. He had arthritis really bad. He lost most of his teeth. He was pretty old for a little bulldog because of his obeseness and stuff. So, and I have a lot of different pictures that I decided to bring. Some of them starting with, this is, these pictures here are my childhood. This is a picture of my mother and my siblings, and this is when we were in Japan. And here's another picture. I grew up, I was thin, skinny. I never had a problem with weight until I got into my 30s. And it was towards the middle of my 30s, starting probably in 1990. And 91, my dad passed away, so I think that had a big thing about me gaining more weight, as well as, and here's another picture of my siblings and me. You know, I'm right here. And I also have some pictures of when I was, this is when I was 25. And this is in like 27, 28. And same here. And then this picture here, this is on my birthday, I have my 30th birthday. And this is in 1986 in Florida. And then this is in Spokane with my younger sister. These are two pictures right here. And this is a picture of me and one of my pugs, the babe, when she was a little baby. That was my favorite pug. Her name was Lovey. And then here's a picture when I went to Hawaii in 1990. You can see I'm getting a little bit heavier, but not bad. And then this is around the same time. And this is another picture. And this is a picture with my boys. And this was on my birthday 3 years ago, I think. So I've gone up and down. And then this was on my birthday with my older son in Alaska 2 years ago. And now this is what I look like. When I came to Alabama in October, I weighed 272, and from October till now, I think it's with all the change that I've had, moving from Alaska to here, starting all over. I went up to 286, so that's like, how many pounds is that? 8, 14, almost 15 pounds of gain since October. And I have lost weight, gained weight since I've been here. It just seems like I'm a lifetime member of Weight Watchers. And in 2005, I lost 50 pounds. I've gained that back. And then 2010, I went to an acupuncturist. He put me on a diet and I lost 45 pounds. I've gained almost all of that back except for 10 pounds. So I just, I feel it's time that I do something about it. I have the motivation, but I don't know why I can't. I just need more structure, and I think The Biggest Loser can give me that structure And I have the inspirations. I have 2 great grandbabies. They're 21 months old. And I would love to be able to run around with them and do things with them. What else? Just, I even tried just being a vegetarian in May of this year. And that really didn't work because with getting heavier and getting older, I become getting more ailments. I've got type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, I have sleep apnea, and a lot of these things that I have that are going on with me, I take at least 20 different prescriptions. If I've lost the weight, I don't think that I would have to take nearly as many medications, or if I would have to take any. And I watched The Biggest Losers for all 13 seasons. I love The Biggest Loser. And my son that lives in Huntsville thinks that I was meant to be on your show, and I feel I have. I went to Atlanta for the casting call. I stood outside in line, and even though I had water and a chair for 5.5 hours, I got sunburned really bad. And then finally, they let us inside for an hour, and then they told us that they couldn't take any more interviews. So I was very disappointed about that, really angry, because I never even got a chance to meet anybody to tell them my story. So I'm hopefully getting across to you that I really think that The Biggest Loser would give me the chance to start my life, to be healthy, and to live longer. So please pick me to be on The Biggest Loser, and I will make it a great challenge, and I plan to win the $250,000. Thank you very much.